Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dave and Meade Show. I'm your host, Dave Meade. And again, the reason why I had to change the show's name because we have Fall River Community Television and at BCC. So I don't want no conflict with them. So that's why I had to change the name. So you'll actually see the name on the bottom of my screen. So today I want to talk about the flock cameras that people, you know, uh, com- you know, actually complaining about. So I want to go to my website and I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to put it on the screen and I will be discussing uh, I will be discussing the flock cameras. Go to Facebook page, yeah. So I can see it all here on my page. So we go back to my page and see. Okay. All right. So that's my mom. All right. Here we go. Okay. So this is what I want right here. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to talk about, and as soon as I get that screen set up there a little bit. Okay. All right. So let's share the image. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. So let's get the show going. And and so that I can, go on with my business. So so I've been seeing this on Facebook. I've been seeing this. This has been traveling all over social media, and and so now I want to. Everybody's got mixed opinions with this. Okay, so this is the flock cameras. Comes with solar panels. Okay, so and what it does is it gives updates on license plates and stuff, and like when people go through like red lights, stop signs, and and it captures, it zooms in, it captures their license plates, like even if there is crimes in the area, they'll pick that up, which is, I like it, what I'm saying, but there's and I can understand people's opinions about it, and oh, some people want it, some people don't want it, some people want it. Yeah, it's like a back and forth thing. It's like a round. It's like a vicious circle going this way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going this way, it's actually going this way. Okay. And the flock cameras are, I think the flock cameras are, pretty awesome when it comes picking up data. You know what I'm saying? So and license plates and all. So I mean, this thing has been traveling all over social media, and and again, I'm asking other people what they think about it. But I already know what to think about it. You know what I'm saying? So I want other people to see what they think about it. So flock cameras, I mean, they pick up license plates, okay, and so that way, they can, they they're gonna put them around as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So I really, like to hear what everybody else has to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Because flock cameras, I think, uh, they I my opinion on all this, I think that they should be, around. That's my opinion. But I want to hear everyone else's opinion about it. Okay. So, I mean, I have the comments open over here. So if anybody wants to, drop a comment in about these block cameras, so feel free to do so. You know what I'm saying? So, and I will, and I will review, you know, uh, the comments later. So, but I think the cameras would be actually a good idea. That's my opinion. Uh, so I support it. So that's my opinion. So and I don't know about everybody else's opinion, but some people want it, some people don't want it. So I want to see how many people want this camera and how many people don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, you can drop a comment in here, and I will talk about it later. So again, I remember. Okay, this is what I remember. I remember, um, you know, when Will Flanagan was mayor. Okay, and of the city of Fall River. So, you know, um, I have people, and again, I respect everybody's opinions. But I mean, why shouldn't Will Flanagan get a second chance in office? Why wouldn't he? I mean, I agree that he should get a second chance in office. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump got a second chance in office. Look at Mayor Paul Coogan. Mayor Paul Coogan got a second chance in office. He ran 4 terms. So, and look at this. Moy Healy, before when she ran for 4 years, she got a second chance in office. And look at when Sam Sutter ran before, he got a second. Well, he didn't get a second chance in office, right? So um, now look at the Mayor Jazel, the former Mayor Jazel Correa. He got a second chance. He got a second chance in office, right? Right before we heard about the snow owl, and the money that that he took, right? So I mean, he got a second chance in office before. So why not? So why not Will get a second chance in office? Matter of fact, okay, let's put it this way. I'm going to tell you guys straight up, okay? I know Will, okay? Since Will was mayor of the city of Fall River, I never heard Will say anything about market rate housing, not one bit, okay? Not one bit until Mayor Paul Coogan got in office, okay? So I respect everyone's opinion on things, okay? So an opinion. So, but I mean, why not give him a second chance? Okay, look at Linda Pereira. Linda Pereira wants to reinstate the. She keeps talking about the pay as you throw. Okay, so Linda Pereira keeps talking about the pay as you throw. Okay, so now, so putting the pay is gonna try to reinstate the pay as you throw. Okay, and put more burdens on the taxpayers and property owners. So so reinstating the taxpayers, that's dishing out more money. So that's dishing. So that would be actually raising taxes, raising tax money again, taking money off the taxpayers. Okay, you're not putting you put more money on the taxpayers if Linda keeps talking about pay as you throw again. So why does she want pay as you throw? That's a good question. Why does she want it? Why she wants to raise more taxes on the taxpayers? Why does Linda Pereira want to? Okay, you know why? because so that way that's more money for their pockets to line in their pockets. Okay? No, this is ridiculous. We don't want pay as you throw. Okay? Because if we get pay as you throw, we will. I honestly, believe it or not, I will hold a protest right outside of Fall River, and right outside. I will protest about it, because having pay as you throw is raising more taxes on the taxpayer. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, we don't support pay as you throw anymore. Okay, and the reason why is because it's the taxpayers' money. We have to go out there and buy bags. Okay, we have to go out there, buy bags. Okay, and these bags rip. Okay, we have to put bags inside other bags. So what is the point of having pay as you throw? Okay, what is the point? Even Linda Pereira talking about it. Okay, right? She shouldn't even be talking about it. Pay as you throw shouldn't even exist. Okay, it shouldn't even exist. Stop talking about it. Okay, you put more money on the taxpayers. Why? You know what I'm saying? And you're taking more money off of us and more money off of property owners. So that's what she's keep doing, talking about pay as you throw. Trash bags. Why don't she put a trash bag in her house and pay as you throw? Why, she owns a house. She's got money. She can afford pay as you throw. Why put it on us? On the taxpayers. Okay? And the property owners. Pay as you throw shouldn't even exist. Okay? That pay as you throw, no, it shouldn't exist. Because you want to know why it shouldn't exist? Because it's more on the taxpayers. So actually, from a source, I will not mention his name. He told me about it, and that she's bringing it up. Okay, and it's ridiculous. Okay, you're gonna put more money on the taxpayers. Okay, you're gonna put more money. You're gonna put more money on it. You're gonna put more money on the taxpayers, and to have pay as you throw. When Jason Correa, when he was mayor, he got rid of it. Yeah, so it needs not to be brought up again. Okay, and another thing, Donald Trump got reelected second time. Previous mayors also got elected a second time. So why not give Will a second shot at it? Why not? So I think he deserves a second shot, because you want to know why? Because when he was mayor the last time, he's never brought up market rate housing. Not one time. Okay? Not one time he's brought up market rate housing. Okay? So it's not at one time he hasn't brought up market rate housing. Okay? So, I mean, since Paul Coogan got in office, that's all it was market rate housing. And now Linda Pereira is talking about pay as you throw. Okay, so so basically she wants to bring back the trash bags. Okay, which is those trash bags shouldn't even exist. Okay, that shouldn't even be a discussion on a table for the taxpayers. Okay, it shouldn't be, because it's wrong to actually do that. Okay, to put put a burden on the taxpayers. We're paying enough already. Okay, we're paying enough. Matter of fact, I think Linda Pereira should resign. Okay, I think she should resign too. You know what I'm saying? If she wants to put the burning on the taxpayers and on the property owners, she owns property herself, and she wants a disgusting pay as you throw. What is wrong with that woman? My God, man, that's all it is. They see an opportunity, and they want to go for it right away. We already had pay-as-you-throw. The pay-as-you-throw did not work here. Okay. The matter of fact, the purple bags, all they did was rip right through. Those bags ain't no good. Wow. But when they see an opportunity, they're like, oh, well, that's a moneymaker again. So I gotta mention it. No. She's mentioning it to benefit her own pocket. No, she's not, and that's not thinking about the taxpayers. Thinking about the taxpayers. Well, maybe I shouldn't even talk about pay-as-you-throw because the taxpayers. Okay, I have to think about the taxpayers. When you're a city councilor, you think about the taxpayers. You don't think about pay-as-you-throw because pay-as-you-throw is not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work. So if it didn't work before, what makes a difference now if it's going to work? We already had it. Okay? We already had pay-as-you-throw. So it's not going to work. So but again, the reason why I had to change the show's name is because of Florida Community Television. It was too close. And I don't want to go with the guy. I want to go with the guidelines for YouTube. So that's why. But it's going to open up. But my app is the app is going to open up as part of a media news. So the logo says the David Meade Show. It's going to open up as Fall River Media. It will. I will. So, but now, I mean, it's ridiculous already. Okay, I mean, instead of thinking about the taxpayers, they're thinking about money, pay-as-you-throw. You shouldn't even be thinking about that. And this is why we get upset, because they think about the ridiculous things, okay, pay-as-you-throw, and said, look, let's slow down here a bit. Let's think about the taxpayers. Let's think about what the taxpayers want. Think about what we want, not what you want. Because every time they think about what they want and not us, then it becomes a problem. So, again, I mean, and now getting back to the flock cameras, I mean, there's a lot of up and downs with that. With the flock cameras, some people want them, some people don't want them. Some people say, "Oh, they're spying. It's spy cameras." No, it's not. They're cameras, just like every other camera that you have, right? But only flock cameras. I've already looked them up. I've already did my research. I looked them up. They're for like license plates, like cars when they speed through the red light. I mean, yeah. So when cars speed through the red light, the cameras can catch them. You know what I'm saying? And they can update the update the cruiser, and then hey, get the license plate number and and write them a ticket and send a ticket in the mail. You know what I'm saying? For me, I think it's easier that way. That's my opinion, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not going. I know. I don't. I'm not going to. I'm not going to exclude everybody else's opinion about it, but But for me, um, you know, I think it's a great idea that we should have these around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got cameras around everywhere, all over the lights and stuff, right? So why not have flock cameras? They can zoom in right on the license plate. They can also zoom in on crime that happens in a city, right? So I mean, they can also zoom in on that. I mean, to me, I want to keep my family safe. I don't know about you guys, but you know what I'm saying. But I really want to keep my family safe. I want to keep, my mother was again. I'll mention this again. My mother was attacked. She was pushed down. She was robbed. My mom's 80 years old, and they still even nobody did nothing about it. Okay, nobody. Okay, nobody came and helped my mom when she was on the ground. Okay, so I think these cameras would be beneficial and a benefit to our community. So that way everybody can be safe. That's my opinion. So if anybody else has any suggestions, what they think about them, hey, you know what? You want to come live with me? Fine. You know what I'm saying? I'll come live with you. Just send me a Gmail. Believe me, I will actually go live with you because you know something. And I'm not afraid to say that 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 would be a beneficial to the community having flock cameras around. Okay, now that's worth paying for. Okay, right there. So that's worth paying for is flock cameras. But you know, um, the reason why I say it's worth it because it keeps everybody safe. Do you want to walk on the street safe? Do you want to walk down the street safe without fearing of somebody coming and attack you from behind and pushing you down on the ground, or your elderly mother or your elderly father? Huh? So, I mean, that's something that you need to think about. Okay, you need to be because us kids are not going to be always around to, you know, protect our elderly mother or our elderly father, right? Or and protect the ones that we care about the most, right? So sometimes we're caught up in our busy lives, right? Doing things here and there, and trying to create a career for ourselves, right? But this is the way to go. Okay, the flat cameras, these are the way to go. And and for me, I don't mind pushing this thing out there like that. I don't mind. Okay, I don't mind pushing this out there because you know something. Because I just explained to you, okay, how it would benefit the community. Okay, you want it to benefit the community, benefit your loved ones. Okay, You know, you want your family to be safe. So, I mean, you can't have it both ways. Oh, I don't want them. I don't want them. You can't have it both ways. Okay. It's either you have them or you don't have them. So, actually, three ways. Okay. Either you want them or you don't want them. Or is it going to benefit the community or is it going to benefit my family? My elderly mother or my elderly grandmother when she's walking down the street and she's trying to cross the street and a car comes 90 miles an hour and boom and hits her and throws her about 90 feet in the air. So you have to think about that. That's what you got to think about. Okay. And this is helpful. Okay. Even though we got cameras around all over streetlights and stuff and neighborhoods, we're fighting to we're fighting a good fight to keep our community safe. But you know what? These cameras are going to happen anyway. And it's going to happen because right now they're already talking about them. And me, I'm only just putting the icing on the cake by talking about it with you guys. And matter of fact, if you went on 4th Street, where the old former housing authority is, waiting forth, if you look on a pole to the left, facing 2nd Street, you're going to see one already there. So, I mean, it's either you want to be safe or you don't want to be safe. Do you want your family safe? I should do. Do you want your elderly mother or elderly father to be safe? I should do. Because I like to keep them around a little longer. But, you got people on Facebook, they're spy cameras. They're not spy cameras. They're delusional. I mean, delusional people, man, I'll tell you. And then, when you say you don't want them, who wouldn't want to be safe in the community? Who wouldn't want to be? I know I would. I know I like to keep my wife and my stepson and and my grandkids. I like to keep them safe. Who wouldn't? So everybody's got an opinion on things, and I wouldn't mind spending the money for that. Well, so I wouldn't mind spending the money for it, and I wouldn't mind giving Flanagan a second chance. A shot on to be mayor, because I know. Okay, I know. Okay, because know why I would give him a shot, because not one time he ever brought up market rate housing. I mean, I know about the trash bags, and that's a mistake he did. He brought in pay as you throw, that led to the recall, and I already know that. But I'm willing to give him another shot. And he would actually be better than Mayor Paul Coogan right about now. He's all we got. Okay, he's all we got. And I'd be honored to support Will again, and I'd be honored to help him with his campaign again. Okay, and all these lies, with Jazel about the 11 o'clock at nighttime, all these lies. Okay, with Jazel. Okay, come to find out that wasn't all true. That was all made up by Jazel Correa himself. And, about the 11 o'clock at night thing. So I wouldn't mind giving Will another shot at it. So, and I would vote for him. I would. I mean, CJ Ferry said he said no, but you know what? That's CJ Ferry's that's well, we can agree and we can agree and disagree. That's all we can do. Okay, but there's only one solution. The pay as you throw go out. Doesn't the pay as you throw? No. But Linda Purvis is trying to push that narrative, and and trying to push it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. You want to talk about pay as you throw? No, it's not going to happen, because that's not thinking about the taxpayers. That's not thinking about the taxpayers. Okay, thinking about taxpayers and say, hey, look, you know what? Taxpayers have got more. They got enough on their plate. So what we need to do is try to find something else. I Now, if Linda Pereira said the flock cameras, I wouldn't mind if she said that. Now, that right there, I support that. You know what I'm saying? The flock cameras. I would actually support that. Okay? If she said something like that. But the page to throw, no. You know, we already had them. It didn't work. And what makes you think that they're going to work again? All that page to throw did was put a burden on the taxpayers. And all it did was raise taxes sky high where we couldn't afford anything. Linda Pereira don't care. She owns a house. She's a city councilor. She owns a house. Okay? She's got the money. We're just the little people that trying to fight to stay up, trying to fight to survive. That's all we are. Okay? So this right here, I wouldn't mind at all. Okay? That right there, because it's for the community. It's not, it's for the whole entire community. And, things will help the community. Things will make the community better. Not taking pay as you throw. Pay as you throw is not helping the community at all. All it does is raising taxes, raising property taxes and all. So that's all that's doing. But this right here, I wouldn't actually mind. I mean, because it's the community, okay? It's public safety. It's a public safety thing. And that's what we need, okay? It's a public safety thing. So I want to put that out there because I want to let the community know that, this is what we need. This is what we need, not pay as you throw, okay? I support this, okay? And it's not because of the camera. The camera looks good, and and it would actually benefit the community, my community, okay, my community. That's what it would actually benefit. So, with that being said, so I hope people think about what I said. It would benefit the us, the community. It would also benefit the it will also protect your elderly mother or your elderly father walking across the street. Okay, when they want to go to the market, when they want to go to the store, but things like that. You know what I'm saying? That right there is fine. You know what I'm saying? Because they're running through red lights. They're not. They're not. Then that this right here will catch people talking on phones. So they'll get fined for that too. You know what I'm saying? Because that camera will pick up everything. So that's what we want, and that's what's going to happen. Even if they have the cell phone on their lap and talking, that will pick it right up. All right, well, you got the phone on. So what do you think? That the camera's not going to pick this up? Of course it will. There's so many people on cell phones, they're texting, they're driving, and they're not paying attention to the road. And it's a nuisance, and it's causing a lot of accidents. So that's why, this is the reason why that they want to put that stuff there. So, even if you don't want it, right? Even if you don't want it. So if you walk across the street, somebody's on a cell phone, and boom, it hits you, you're gonna say, well, maybe it's a good idea to have that flock camera. So what we want to do is we want to prevent. We don't want. We want to uh, not to have accidents. Okay, we don't want accidents. Okay, we want the pedestrians to walk across the street safely. Okay, and and when I'm at a light with my e-bike, okay, you know how many people I saw ran a red light? Two. Then after work, coming up Plymouth Avenue. Three. They running stop signs and everything else. I have it all on my body cam. They're running stop signs and everything. So this would benefit the community, and and this would benefit the community, and that's it. I mean, what else could you what else you think that that we can do? I mean, this is a solution right here. Okay, flock cameras up, catching license plates and all. So I know most of you don't want to hear that, but hey, it is what it is. So I mean, you live with it. Okay, and so and the people that live in Westport, Somerset, and Swansea, you basically don't have any say into this because you don't live in Fall River. Okay, so I mean, this is my community. Okay, I'm protecting the people in my community. Okay, I'm protecting my mother. I'm protecting, well, yes, protecting my elderly mother. Okay, and I have the right to do that. Okay, and I'm protecting my grandkids, and I also have the right to do that too. And I think this is better right here. You can't get any better than that. You know, public safety matters. Okay, you know, and we are going to and transparency. We are going. It's we are going to fight for that too. Okay, because there's too many problems going on all at one time. Okay, there's people getting free license, free CDL license, and you know something, and these people didn't even take a driver. I went to driver's ed to learn how to drive. Okay, and we are paying for this. And we also are paying for it too. Okay, so it needs to end right here. The buck stops right here on the table. Okay, the buck stops right here, and I'm going to make sure that the buck does stop. Okay, because there's too much money going out, too much deficit. Okay, the buck stops right here. So I'm going to tell you that you have Boomer Amaral running for state senate. You got Manny De Silva running for state senate. Um, and you got there's a lot of others running for state representatives, and then you got I think it's Ankle for district attorney. So, but you have you know, I mean, you guys got to get out there and vote. Okay, and again, we got to make our community better. Okay, um, and I don't know the reason why Alan Sylvia is supporting the audit. I don't know if he because it's election day, because That's what usually happens. Okay, and and we will continue on fighting for that audit. Okay, we will continue on fighting for it. Michael Rodrigues don't support the audit, so he's out. Cal Fayol don't support the audit. She's out too, because we want people that are going to support the audit, and we will keep on fighting for that audit until that audit comes here. The reason why they don't want the audit, okay, the reason why they don't want it, you know why they don't want it? Because they don't want to get their hands caught in a cookie jar and putting money in their pockets. So where did the money go? If they're getting all kinds of money, like Maury Healy, Cal Fiola, Alan Sylvia, and stuff like that, where's all the money going? Where's the buck going? Where's the money going? Every time Healy goes, oh, we need more money. We need more money. So where is the money going? No, nobody has an explanation where the money is. Nobody does. So they assume to clam up and that's it. But we all know where it went. We all know where that money went. I support the audit. And you know something? My family, we went down there, we supported the audit. So we are going to continue on fighting for that audit until we get it. So let me tell you something. We're not backing off and we're not backing down. We are going to fight for it, and that's going to be the end of it. So that's what we're going to be doing. We are going to fight for that 72%, because there ain't no backing down here. Believe me, folks, this is America. Okay? This is America. Okay? America stands on the Constitution of the United States. Okay? And you know what? Please do not give up fighting for that audit. Keep on plugging and fighting for it, because that's what we need. Okay? That's what we need. We need that audit, and I will continue so. Okay? And if I have to go outside and make some noise out there, I will make some noise about the audit too. We will continue on fighting for that audit. Michael Rodrigues don't want it. Cal Fiola don't want it. We want it. We want to know where the money is, where that money went, like they say. And let me tell you something, and I'm very shocked at this. Mayor Wu is not supporting Healy in her election. Okay? Mayor Wu is not. And that's good for her. Okay? Because she said she's not supporting Healy. Okay? You got Brian Shortsleeve, you got Keneally running for governor. So you got some choices there. Okay? You have some choices there. And we will fight for that audit. So, hey. So right now, the election's coming up in September. So it's up to you guys which way you guys vote. If you guys vote the same old people back in, so, and that would actually be on you. So you either fight for change or keep the same old clowns in office. One of the two. So if you want a bad community, then you vote for the same ones. If you don't want a bad community, then you make your change and make your life more better. Make your life better, and make it and so that way your family can have peace, a peace of mind. And whoever is fighting for that autistic park and raised a whole bunch of money, I want to meet that person. I want to thank him for that. Okay. I really want to thank him for doing that. But anyways, people, let me see if there's anything else to talk about. But anyways, but think about the flock camera. Think about that. Let's see if there's anything else on hand here. But this is my mom right here. This is my mom right here. This is the one right here. She's 80 years old. She got pushed down on Wade Street. This is my mom right here. This is me, but this is my mom right here. This is my mom. Okay? My mom is 80 years old and she got pushed down on Wade Street when she was walking her dog. Okay? I love my mom. I care about my mother. I care about my 80-year-old mother. Okay? But now I'll give you guys something to think about. Okay? And that's why I said that flat camera would help. I care about my mother. And you should too. You should care about yours too. There it is. Look at that, man. I love those flat cameras. And I'm gonna push that. I'm gonna push that out there. And to keep my community safe. But anyways, there's nothing to talk about anymore. Just leave comments on Facebook or something, whatever, and we'll revisit the comments. And oh, and by the way, before I leave and end this show, um, well, I'm gonna on Thursday. The app is gonna be. I'm gonna polish the app a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Clean up the app, the David Meade Show app. And what we're gonna do is then we're gonna come up with a date, and we're gonna actually try to we're gonna come up with a date, and then we're gonna go publicly. Me and my son Jacob. We're gonna go publicly with the app, but the app the logo is the David Meade Show. But it's going to open up as Fall River Media News, so all the videos and stuff. My video will be just on YouTube. Will be just on YouTube. It won't be on Facebook. Then I'm gonna probably charge $2.99 if you download the app. Okay, $2.99 a month. So that's not bad. That's affordable. So that's affordable too. So if you want to listen to my show, okay, and then I will include I will include the weather, and then I will talk about the sports. I will talk about sports too. So for $2.99, almost $3. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's the price of a cup of coffee, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the price of a cup of coffee. So $2.99 a month, and I will. So and you guys can listen to it. You guys would be able, if you guys have an Android phone, or if anybody has an Android phone, you can download download it on your Android phone once it's released. So take care, everybody. Have a great day. I have a few things to do. I have to go out, and I love you guys. Take care. This is the David Meade Show.